Hello, everyone. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking. And today our segment is going to be called Aliens, UFOs. Are there good ones? Okay? As I've spoke about in many of my videos, I've been doing this for over 50 years, UFO and paranormal research. And I've encountered some pretty scary stuff, including my own experiences with aliens. I had encountered 3 aliens in Peachtree City, Georgia, in my backyard, and cryptids on various expeditions with Kiwani. I've had encounters with Sasquatch, close encounters actually. Also with dogmen, and there's a segment we did on dogmen outside of Albuquerque in Sandia Mountain, where we saw a cryptid dogman at close range and had an encounter with the cryptid. So it was, they were scary, but they were not unbelievably, devastating to me or Rainbow in this particular case with the dogmen. But still, they can be scary. For a lot of people, they can be very scary. But here we are in a world where the human condition is getting worse and worse by the minute. And here's some of the things I list as negative for sure. Our presidential politics are at the all-time low. Number of wars around the world are at all-time high. There's these strange emerging diseases. Obviously everybody's been around for COVID, unless you're in a cave somewheres. But, and then there's the man-driven climate change. It's happening as we speak, and it's going to continue, and it's going to be accelerating, in my estimation anyways. And of course we have the out-of-control human population. The world is, I guess it's up to 8 billion people. And in the next 20 years, it could gain another billion people. And then there's the wealth gaps between the countries and the wealth gaps between the people within those countries. And all that causes chaos, civil wars, and just overthrowing the governments and all that good stuff. And it just seems that it's on an increase. So, and then more recently, about 10 years ago, I guess it was, I had kind of warned in some of my postings on Truth Seeker Forum that basically our reliance on the internet for almost everything we did was going to bite us, okay? Because the simple fact that it could turn into a Mad Max scenario where there is no governments, etc., and the hackers and the anarchists could basically take down the governments and cause complete havoc if they could control the internet. And that's not to mention the madmen that got their fingers on the nukes, okay? So basically, we're in a sad state of affairs for our species here. So, anyways, so now what about the aliens? And is there a viable option out there? And I would say, yeah, possibly. Aliens and cryptids, they're out there. They could, I guess, end our existence in a few minutes too. I think they have the abilities. Now, I do believe the cryptids, the Sasquatch and the other cryptids like dogmen, just want to be left alone. There hasn't been a whole lot of cases of any of them being really that aggressive unless they were cornered. So I think they just kind of hang out there and enjoy whatever they do in their world and just kind of observe us. That's all I've ever really saw or felt or whatever. So they've never. I've always said I'm always less afraid of cryptids and Sasquatch than I am of humans. So because man has a capability of being very mean. Okay. So then we're kind of down to the aliens. Now we know for a fact that the Greys and the Palladians have they have their own agenda, right? But of course, again, going back to humans, our leaders and wannabe leaders are being extremely distrustful and sick for power. And they have no basic consideration for human life. And so let's look at the alien option. Is it a viable option? I believe we're probably to the point we have to seriously engage alien groups that we've been very fearful of in the past. Because we're getting to a point where man is driving itself, down a very, very dark path, very, very quickly. Just climate change alone is just huge. It's just huge. Just absolutely every day you're hearing something, and it isn't getting better. It really isn't going to get better anytime soon. So the question is, what do we have to give up if we engage with aliens? Okay, they basically have been, abducting people for a very long time. Now, not all of them. I'm there's a bunch of different groups out there. The ones that I kind of look at more than ever are Palladians and Greys and reptilians. And there's a few other ones out there that are kind of in the forefront, okay? So, maybe some of them, have a more positive look on humans and are willing to step forward and help. I think we're going to need them. I really, really do. At one point, I didn't think we did, but I don't think we're capable of fixing our reality here after we kind of mucked it up really good. So I think serious contact is really important. Basically for us to survive the next 100 years, because as I stated before, I think the cards are really stacked against us, okay? So one of the more powerful tools of possible contact is meditation, okay? And when you meditate, I always tell people it's really important how you open up and step forward, in this particular case, to meet and engage with the ones that will have the ability to save our species and maybe just worthy of our trust, at least the ones among us who actually do care about us. So that's one avenue. We have to be careful, of course, like I said. And then I want to pose a final question here. Which groups do you think are, worthy of helping us? I think it's really important. I know there's people out there in groups that have been abducted or have had contact that have some opinion on that. So I'm looking for that opinion. Anyways, that's it. So until we meet again, thanks a lot. We need your subscriptions. Turn on your notifications. If you want to comment, you can comment to us at our private email at dementiawalking@gmail.com. You can also leave comments here, of course, and we try to answer every comment. So please do. And that's about it. Till we meet again. We'll see you. Bye-bye.